Our next lesson talks about finding equivalent fractions with denominators of 10 and 100. Again, I can find equivalent fractions with denominator 10 and 100. So say, for example, we have 5/10, and we want to find a fraction that's equivalent to 5/10, but the denominator that we're looking for has to be 100. First of all, we know our 100 will be placed to the bottom. What can we do here? We can definitely go ahead and use our blazing arrows. 100 times 5 gives us 500. Now my question is, 10 times what number will give us that same 500 to make this equivalent? And 10 times 50 gives us 500. So an equivalent fraction of 5/10 is 50 over 100. Equivalent meaning both of them have the same value, they just look different. Let's try another one. Well, what if we had 3/10 and we wanted to find an equivalent fraction with the denominator being 100? Again, we would multiply our denominator with the numerator, and we'll have 100 times 3, and that will give us 300. And then 10 times what number will give us another 300? 10 times 30 will give us 300, which means 3/10 is the same as 30 over 100. Now, what happens when we get the larger value, which is 30 over 100, and we want to find an equivalent fraction that ends with 10? There are two options that we can do here. Of course, we can still use our blazing arrows. 10 times 30 is 300. And 100 times what number will give us 300? And that would be 3. Or we could have 30 over 100. We know that our denominator should look like a 10. So whatever we do with the bottom, we'll do with the top. In order for this to look like a 10, I would have to take off 1 0. In order for this, if I took off 1 0 to the bottom, I'm going to have to take off a 0 to the top, thus leaving me with 3/10. Let's look again. Say, for example, we have 70 over 100. And we want to find an equivalent fraction of that with a denominator of 10. In order for that to happen, I'll see that 100 needs to take 1 0 off, and 70 needs to take 1 0 off. So what's left is 7, thus making it 7/10.